All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er draft video looking back at the draft. Aaron Wilson is reporting that the 49ers contract details with Joey Fisher, the undrafted free agent offensive tackle / guard from Shepherd, are out. And they're really quite interesting. So Joey Fisher, the man who from what I read, he breeds Rottweiler dogs. He ran 4.9 in the 40. He put up 40 reps at 225. But Aaron Wilson is saying that he gets $130,000 guaranteed. $115,000 is his base salary, which is guaranteed, and then $15,000 signing bonus, which obviously is guaranteed as well. So the Niners gave him $130,000 guaranteed. What does it mean? Well, it could mean something. It may mean nothing. And why do I say that? Well, it wasn't that long ago, a year ago, that the 49ers signed Donovan West, a safety or a center out of Arizona State that they really liked in the draft. That, kind of like Joey Fisher's, really similar situation. Donovan West was thought to be a third-round pick, and he went undrafted. And the 49ers obviously had a high grade on him, wanted him after the draft, and I believe guaranteed him $90,000 to sign with them as an undrafted free agent. And they beat out other teams, and they got Donovan West to sign with them. And then he showed up in camp and didn't look like much. I remember seeing him the first time thinking, wow, this is the guy that they gave all this extra money to. This is the guy they had to have. He just didn't look like he kind of narrow shoulders and kind of unathletic looking and not a real athletic looking profile, just didn't look like an NFL body. And then I watched him. He seemed underpowered in camp. Sure enough, they cut him. They cut him early on. He was one of the early cuts in camp, and they moved on from Donovan West. So that was a guy that they felt strongly enough to guarantee him $90,000. Here we are a year later, and they're offering to guarantee Joey Fisher $130,000. Now, what does it mean for the 49ers? Well, look at the Niners' offensive line right now. It's Trent Williams at left tackle, Aaron Banks at left guard. Jake Brendel is the center coming off a Pro Bowl alternate year. Spencer Burford, for the moment, is at right guard, though a lot of people feel like he could play the position that he played at University of Texas at San Antonio, which was right tackle. Shanahan and Lynch have indicated that Colton McKivitz, who they had a gold helmet designation on coming out of the draft when he came out of West Virginia, that he is the starter with Mike McGlinchey moving on to the Broncos in free agency, that McKivitz will draw the start at right tackle. So I'm pretty confident in that line. They brought in Matt Pryor, a free agent at Indianapolis. They've got Jason Poe in year 2, Nick Zakelj in year 2. They signed John Feliciano. They've got Jalen Moore, who's a decent tackle prospect in his own right. And then they've got some other guys here. Alfredo Gutierrez, Corey Luciano, Keith Ishmael, Leroy Watson, Ilum Manning, and now Joey Fisher. So I would say that Fisher has a very, very good chance to make the roster. Now, we're going to find out what he looks like this summer against, it's a big step up in competition. To go from Shepherd to the NFL, to go from blocking defensive ends at the Division II level to, blocking the best defensive ends in the NFL, to blocking Hassan Reddick coming flying off the edge. So does Joey Fisher have the goods? I don't know. His college film looks exceptional, but don't put too much credence into that because he was going up against guys who are going to be doing something else for their future occupation. And that's just kind of the reality of the situation. So, what does it mean? I think it means that Joey Fisher has a very good chance to make this team as a backup offensive lineman. Williams, Banks, Brendel, Burford, McKivitz. Those 5 guys are going to make it for sure. And then Jalen Moore, Nick Zakelj, John Feliciano, Jason Poe, Matt Pryor, and I would say Fisher are probably going to battle it out for 3 spots. That's 6 guys, maybe 4 spots. So I think Fisher has a very good chance to make the roster. We're gonna find out. Is he an interior? Is he a center? like the Jets worked him out to be a center? Is he a guard because of the short arms? Will they play him at right guard and move Spencer Burford out to right tackle? Are they covered at right tackle with Burford and McKivitz and Jalen Moore and Nick Zakelj, or is Fisher in that tackle mix? I think that's going to be one of the probably the most interesting, competition, if you want to call it that, this summer is going to come on the offensive line among the right tackles. You're going to start with Colton McKivitz, but has Jalen Moore improved? He was a 5th-round pick not that long ago. Is Burford improved his footwork enough to play tackle? I'm sure he's going to try. Tackles make a lot more than guards in the NFL. So Burford, I'm sure, got the jump rope out and really worked on his footwork. In a lot of ways, he's got the prototypical build for an offensive lineman. Nick Zakelj, he's got long arms, I believe. He's 6'6". He's a little bit more like a right tackle size. So is it going to be McKivitz against Zakelj, against Jalen Moore, against Joey Fisher? Does Burford bounce outside? Did they sign a guy like Isaiah Wynn? We should note here that Pro Football Focus is reporting that the 49ers may have interest that the Niners could be a top landing spot for Isaiah Wynn. So that's going to be interesting. Supposedly he wants at least $5 million a year guaranteed. He allowed 4 sacks last year in 423 snaps. He's had a foot injury. He only played 9 games, 7 starts in 2022. But Isaiah Wynn's been a solid NFL player. He's only 26. He's probably gettable. So do they go pick up a guy like Isaiah Wynn? Do they go with McKivitz? Do they go with Jalen Moore, Nick Zakelj? Do they go with Joey Fisher? So I think what you really take out of Aaron Wilson's report is that the Niners really love Joey Fisher, and they had to throw him $130,000 guaranteed to lure him to sign with them, and he took it. So he obviously sees an opportunity. They've probably communicated that there's an opportunity here if he shows up in camp. And to me, that's going to be one of the battle royales to watch this summer is Joey Fisher, Colton McKivitz, Jalen Moore, Nick Zakelj, all these guys battling it out. Matt Pryor battling it out at right tackle for, one starting spot on that 49er offensive line. All right, hope you enjoyed our 49er video. Check out more at The Krueg Show on YouTube. Lots of videos there. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being a proud sponsor. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. And if you got a comment, put it in the bottom there. And thanks once again for all of you supporting The Krueg Show on YouTube.